Back in the book segment tonight, let's get right to Dr. Ben Carson, who joins us now from Boynton Beach, Florida. Yesterday, Dr. Carson was speaking in San Diego at the Republican National Committee meeting. So, Doc, first you got Jeb Bush in. Now Mitt Romney looks like he'll get in. And that's lots of big competition if you decide to run for president. How do you see it?
I say the more the merrier. It's so important that we get the best candidate, not the one with the highest name recognition, but the one who can articulate the values of this nation, who can really represent the people, who understands the Constitution, and is willing to face challenges, who has the courage to stand in face of things.
But the problem is, if it's more the merrier, there's only a finite amount of dollars that people are going to donate to political candidates. And that's why Jeb Bush got in first. All right, he wanted to stake his claim among the big donors, and then Mitt Romney said, uh-oh, if Bush starts vacuuming up all the money, then there's not going to be that much left for my campaign. So he had to get in. And right after that, Scott Walker got in, the governor of Wisconsin. Because in order to run for president in this country, and I don't like this, but this is true, you need almost $1 billion, you know, from soup to nuts. And so it's a money play, is it not?
It can be, but I don't think it has to be according to those standards. I think there's plenty of money. It doesn't all have to come from the big money donors.
No.
There are lots of people out there.
You can do grassroots.
I would actually I'd prefer to do it that way, quite frankly. So,
okay. So you feel that you can compete financially by going to the folks directly with the big names, Romney and Bush. Now, what did you tell the GOP in San Diego?
I tell them a lot of things. The funny thing is I was talking about the pre-revolutionary days and how our bunch of ragtag militiamen defeated the most powerful empire on earth, and how they were able to do that because they had conviction, they believed in what they were doing to the point that they were willing to die for it. And I said, fast forward to today, and you have ISIS. And, you know, they have the wrong philosophy completely, totally disagree with them, but they also have strong conviction and are willing to die for what they believe. And we, at the same time, are in the process of giving away all of our beliefs for the sake of political correctness. And I'm saying that as a warning. We have to change that. Not saying that as in a comparison between our patriots and ISIS, which I said at the time. I said the liberal media will, of course, take that out of context.
Well,
and
yeah,
say
don't worry
Carson's
about the liberal media. They're never going to give you a shot. But give me one core value that Americans had that they're giving away because of political correctness.
Honesty. People are afraid to express what they actually believe because they're afraid that they're going to be ostracized or called a name. And I think that's horrible, because where do you really make progress when you have conversations? Even when you have conversations with people who disagree with you, you're actually likely to learn more from people who disagree with you than people who agree with you all the time.
Hasn't that always been the case in our republic? Because if you go back to John Adams, he tried to suppress the press because they were saying bad things about him. Every president in history has gotten, you know, whacked. If you're in the public arena and you say something and if somebody disagrees with it, from day one, they've attacked you personally. So why is it different now? Why do you think it's reached critical mass now?
I think one of the things that has happened is people are, in many cases, distracted to the point that they're not paying close attention to what's going on. If you go back into the 1800s, early 1800s to mid-1800s, and you look at what people were expected to know to get a middle school certificate, it was pretty amazing compared to what people seem to know today. You know, when you have those Jesse Waters segments and they go out and ask simple questions, it really is quite alarming. And when people don't have that basis of knowledge, they become very easy to manipulate. So, yes, the press has been dishonest in the past, but their dishonesty now has a much more profound effect because they have people who are so much more easy to manipulate. We need to change that.
All right, Doctor. We appreciate you coming on. Thank you.